Leslie Caroland, and today we're going to be doing a Silly Putty bouncing lab.
First, let's talk about Silly Putty. Silly Putty is a common toy that often comes in egg-shaped containers. It is a silicone polymer that has non-Newtonian properties, meaning that it expands under stress. Let's see if we can make our own Silly Putty and compare them for how high each of them bounce.
You're only going to need a few materials for this lab. You're going to want borax, some glue, 3 plastic cups, some water, food coloring, a laptop to record your data, half a tablespoon, 1/4 cup, a ruler, and 3 mixing tools. First, you're going to want to pour 1/4 cup of glue into your cup. To get all of the glue out, you can go ahead and take your mixing tool and scrape the sides to ensure that all of the glue is in the cup. Next, you're going to want to measure out 1/4 cup of water and pour that into your cup. Next, if you choose to add food coloring, grab your food coloring color of choice and add a couple of drops into the mixture. Then go ahead and take your mixing tool and stir that all together. Now that that's all mixed up, take another cup and add 1 tablespoon of borax. Now you're going to want to slowly add in your glue mixture to the borax. And now you're immediately going to want to start stirring. After mixing for a while, go ahead and take the Silly Putty out and knead it with your hands. Once your Silly Putty is at the desired texture, go ahead and roll the Silly Putty into a ball and place it to the side. For the next Silly Putty, you're going to want to repeat the same process by first adding 1/4 cup of glue. Now that you've added your 1/4 cup of glue, do the same thing as the first time and add 1/4 cup of water. And take your food coloring and add a couple of drops. I'm using a different color so I can tell the difference between all of the Silly Putties. Mix the food coloring, glue, and water together until they're thoroughly combined. For this next step, you're going to want to grab your half a tablespoon. You're going to want to pour 1.5 tablespoons of borax into a separate cup. Now you're going to want to slowly pour the glue mixture into the borax and then immediately start stirring, mixing it all together. After mixing for a few minutes, again, take your Silly Putty out and knead it with your hands until it reaches the desired consistency. After that, go ahead and form it into a ball and set the Silly Putty to the side. For our third and final Silly Putty, begin by completing the same steps, starting with adding 1/4 cup of glue into the cup. You're going to want to pour 1/4 cup of water into the cup, just like the other 2 Silly Putties. Again, add a couple of drops of food coloring. I'm using yellow this time. Taking your mixing tool, go ahead and mix the glue, food coloring, and water together until thoroughly combined. Now you're not going to need your half a tablespoon anymore. Instead, you're going to want to take 2 tablespoons of borax and pour that into the other cup.
Pour the glue mixture into the borax and stir together.
After mixing for a few minutes, your Silly Putty should look like this. Knead it with your hands and shape it into a ball and put it to the side. Silly Putties made and ready to go, grab your ruler and a laptop to record your data as we test how high each of the Silly Putties bounce. Taking your 1 tablespoon borax Silly Putty and your ruler, put the 0 centimeter side down and stand the ruler upright. Taking the Silly Putty, drop it from about 15 centimeters high and record how high it bounced into your data table. You're going to want to drop it and bounce it 2 more times so that you have a total of 3 trials. Now, taking your next Silly Putty, which was the 1.5 tablespoons of borax, go ahead and do the exact same thing, completing 3 trials. Do the same thing for your last Silly Putty.
One of your Silly Putties bounced the highest. For me, it was the 1 tablespoon borax Silly Putty. This lab was super fun to make and super fun to bounce all of the Silly Putties. Thanks for watching.